So the reason why I don't like steep shaft pitches in the downswing, which is when the handle is tipping towards the ground and the shaft is getting very upright, is because of what tends to happen by most golfers when they do this. It does not create an environment where you are able to rotate freely. So we call that rotational freedom. If you are going to get to the top of your swing, no matter where the shaft is, and in transition to the downswing, the shaft angle is coming in very vertical, the golfer is going to do one of two things from here every single time. They're either going to rotate really well, but the club is going to fall way outside the hand path due to the steep shaft, and they're going to end up with a swing direction that is far too aggressively from out to in. They're either going to hit big pulls if the face is shut, or weak fades, a lot of spin, struggle into the wind, a lot of inconsistencies. Or what's going to happen is the golfer is going to react subconsciously from this steep shaft, and they're going to start to compensate their pivot in an effort to shallow it out so that they can swing from the inside. In theory, if I retain this same angle here between the lead arm and the shaft and I don't manipulate it, but I simply hang back with the chest, you are going to start seeing me lay the shaft down. The club is going to fall inside the hand path. The only problem with this is it's not very efficient because I am compensating my pivot, my spine angle, my posture, my rotation. All these things are being thrown away in an effort to lay the shaft down. So instead, if you want that rotational freedom, what you need to do is understand that in transition, this shaft angle needs to be laying down. So the handle needs to start tipping forward. You're going to start to see the club head, the center of mass drop in this direction behind the golfer. You're going to start to see this shaft angle get more and more horizontal or flat in transition. The first inch of the transition dictates everything that goes on. You will not see a golfer start to steepen the shaft this way and then all of a sudden it's going to change halfway down unless they compensate their pivot. So if you can get this handle going forward and laying the shaft down in transition in that first millisecond of when you start your downswing, and you can do this through some trail arm work and all these things, well, if you can get the shaft angle to start to flatten out, this is creating an environment now where you have rotational freedom. The club head is dropping behind you. You are going to swing more from in to out, which will free your pivot up to turn and square everything up. If the shaft angle starts to come in steep, you're either going to swing really aggressively out to in if you rotate, or you're going to likely compensate your pivot subconsciously at the last second and jump and extend everything in an effort to drop the club head to the inside really late. That is still going to create a lot of low point problems. So you're fixing one issue but creating several others. Get that shaft to lay down in transition. You're going to create that rotational freedom you are looking for to keep turning through the ball. This is very important, okay?